Welcome to Creepy Joe's Horror Show! With special guest, Slip Rick the Skeleton.
It's not my fault the babes like me, man.
Also, Flo.
Perverts.
And don't forget about your legendary loser host himself, Creepy Joe.
Welcome to Creepy Joe's Horror Show. Tonight we have Brain Damage from 1988.
Brain Damage from 1988 is about a normal, average guy who lives in New York City and becomes dependent on an evil, disembodied brain.
Alright, so this is a really good one that I've never seen before, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Why does a gander meander in search of a goose?
It's pretty high up there with, as far as entertainment value goes, it kept me entertained. I actually laughed a couple times. It takes a lot to make me laugh these days, like as far as like so much comedy out there is really stupid, but this was a really good horror comedy, directed by Frank Henenlotter. I don't know if that's how you say it. Doesn't really matter. But it's the same director from Basket Case, which is really cool because they had a Basket Case Easter egg in this movie. I thought I was seeing things at first, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I found out it's the same director. So if you like Basket Case, you'd be into this. This is even better, I think.
Just put me on the back of your neck and everything will be fine.
It's starring Rick Hurst as Brian, and Jennifer Lowry as Barbara, and then Gordon McDonald as Mike, which Mike is Brian's brother. And it's basically like a trio, like most of the movie. There's a couple other small actors that come in and out.
You didn't realize you're killing yourself.
It starts out where he's this elderly couple in the apartment building, is looking everywhere for this. You don't even know what it is. You can see it just got out of the bathtub because the water was moving, and you don't know what they're looking for. But they're looking at it. They're tearing the house apart. They're ripping through everything, unnecessarily tearing the house apart. Like they're like breaking stuff on purpose. It was a little like overdone, but you understand that whatever they're looking for is pretty important. I mean, this isn't in order. This is just kind of like a very general review of it. There was other scenes before that, but it goes to Brian, the main character, and he's not really feeling good. He's in bed, and so he tells his girlfriend and his brother, who they must be really close, to go to this concert. He can't go because he's sick and tired.
He's like a completely different person. So
it ends up, this thing ends up like whatever they're looking for started. I can't even describe what it is. It looks like a long turd, or like it's basically a long blue piece of shit that climbs on your back and drugs you. It goes in through your, the back of your neck. Up through your brain, and it releases this drug that, whatever it is, makes people, hallucinate and act real crazy and feel real euphoric. And the only way it has to eat people's brains, or brains in general, so it almost uses somebody. It latches onto their back, gives them this drug so that it can use them as a host to, find them brains and feed it, because they need that drug so bad. And the creature won't give the person the drug that they're handling unless they get them brains first. And it's so highly addictive, you get really sick and you need the drug. I'm just calling it a drug because that's exactly what it basically is. But
What's the matter, Brian? Feeling ill?
yeah, it's a pretty interesting concept. I thought it was pretty genius, and it's a really good story. Like, you kind of can put yourself in this guy's situation and kind of run with it. And this guy, you can really feel for him. He gets really sick, and the funniest part about it though is, you know, this large turd, like it talks, like has like a real chill, normal voice.
Oh, nice room, Brian. This is a real classy place.
As if you're just talking to your buddy, and it's just really comical. But you know, he just like, just put me on your back, man. Like, I'll make it all go away. It's hilarious. But ultimately, you can already guess what the movie's about. You know, he uses Brian, whatever it is, to, you know, basically take him, but he would drug him so he wouldn't remember the murders. Like, he would use him to go murder people. He would get him close enough to somebody or whatever. And Brian didn't remember it. When the drug would wear off, he couldn't remember what went on. So he didn't realize he was murdering people at first.
You sucked out her brains?
Yeah, right through her mouth.
Is she dead?
Well, he's not really murdering, but he's leading the creature to murder. And it basically just attaches to people's heads and eats their brains. And then it gives them more drugs. And that's basically the scenario of the whole movie. There's some interesting kills, a pretty interesting one. You know, you'll know what I'm talking about when you watch the movie. You know, it ends up killing his girlfriend. It ends up killing his brother, and it just kills everybody.
We'll sing Elmo's tune.
So that's basically it for Brain Damage. I mean, I could get into real tiny detail, but there's no point. You should see it. It's worth watching. I wouldn't waste my time reviewing it and putting it out there in October if it wasn't awesome. And by the way, speaking of that, this whole October series, everything that I'm reviewing and showing you guys, it's all free to watch. It's all on Tubi. So you don't have to pay money to watch any of these movies that I'm talking about. First of all, they're all badass. They're all awesome, or I wouldn't waste my time, like I keep saying. 2, they're free. So I know a lot of guys are reviewing like brand new movies that came out and they're like $50 to watch and like, you know, whatever. All these are going to be completely free on Tubi. And that's that. So I just made a list basically because you can save a list on Tubi. And this isn't a Tubi advertisement. I'm not making any money off this for the 4 people that watch this. But I saved my list on Tubi, you know, of movies, and I just scoured the horror comedy, and I found some really awesome ones. A lot of them I haven't seen before. Some of them I have. So this is pretty much a fun project for October, to watch 31 movies that I haven't really seen, and I can learn about, and you know, whatever.
But you'll have to feed me first.
But I'm going to rate this a 4 out of 5. It was close to perfect for me. It was well worth a watch. I'd watch it again for sure.
Help. I just...
Because Frank Henenlotter, I don't even know if that's right, but because he directed it and did Basket Case, I figured I would kind of check out some of the other projects he was involved with. And he was involved with some pretty interesting projects, horror and not horror, but he also obviously did Basket Case in 1982, but he also did Basket Case 2 and 3 in 90 and 91. So I didn't even realize there were 3 Basket Cases, to be honest. So that I just learned that. Frankenhooker in 1990, which is awesome. Frankenhooker, yeah, I didn't realize he did that. It doesn't surprise me though. And then, you know, with some of the scenes that you're gonna see in this movie, and then Bad Biology in 2008, but I've never seen it. I don't watch newer movies very often, but I don't know what type of movie that is. It looked like it was, on the dark side, but I've never seen it. Chasing Banksy, which is, I guess like a love artsy movie, Banksy the artist, But, it just shows, he has some diversity to him. He's not only, directing cheesy B horror movies and borderline porn videos, but, he's dipping into some more serious stuff, in his age. I can't rewind. This is like a documentary that he did in 2013, and I don't really know what it's about, but it's like a straight serious historical documentary. So I'm probably gonna check that out too. But anyway, that's really enough on him. He's done way more than that, but I'm not gonna name everything off because it is what it is. Those are just ones that stuck out to me and were pretty neat. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned for the 31 Days of Horror. I mean, these are literally, you can watch these reviews and then go watch the movies for free on Tubi right after. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept because everybody has a Fire Stick or can download Hulu at this, or Tubi at this point. And horror fans out there, like, it's a must Tubi. I'm literally, I couldn't have imagined, back in the 90s, being able to just be like, man, I'm gonna have like 500 free movies, horror movies at my disposal that I'm going to the movie store and renting on VHS every day anyway and paying money. Like, you can literally bust out your phone and watch a free horror movie anytime you want. Like, we live in crazy times, It's not all bad. Some of it's shit, but it's not all bad to think, we have free horror movies, and not just horror, but any type of movie at our disposal. We have we're very spoiled now, and I've gotten used to it. But yeah, pretty crazy. So check all these out on Tubi, and once again, not getting paid, but stay tuned and stay creepy.
Oh,